Alright, so we are back, continuing with our build of the Perfect Grade Exia Trans Am Custom, and we're now going to pick up where we left off, where we're going to be reviewing, start painting the kit after I remove all the parts. But first we need to talk about the paint itself, and here are the colors that I'm going to be using. I also have the two other colors here, gunmetal and chrome, which I've used before on previous model kits from Extreme Metals. They're really nice, really good. So I never seem to have problems with these, and this will be probably, I think this whole bottle for the gunmetal will probably be used on the inner frame, while the chrome will be specific areas of the kit, mainly the trim parts, the off-color parts as well. I haven't taken apart the inner frame yet for me to do that yet, but I will soon, so we'll cover that soon enough. But the more important thing is turning this this kit into the Trans Am version. And for this, we have our color set that I have already purchased and have ready here. I've already talked about the metallic mecha color set, but I'm going to pull it out here so you guys can see this. These are acrylic based paints. They all have the little ball joint, a ball in there, for you to agitate and stir. So they're really cool. So let me discuss about the colors that I'm going to be using. For the white, which is being turned pink, I originally purchased the GX Metal Peach, which is close to the pinkish color that I thought would work. But then I was second guessing myself, saying maybe this will not work, maybe it's a little too dark. That's where I purchased the MX11 for Rose Gold from Modo. This is a very, very thick thick paint. When I opened it up and looked at it, and I was surprised how thick it was. So I don't know, I mean, do I have enough in here for all the white parts? I don't know yet, but that's where we are here to test. We're also going to be testing another paint that I picked up, and that is Tamiya Colors for plastic TS59 Pearl Light Red. This is also another tone that I'm looking to see if to replicate, but Prime 92 insisted that this is a little too dark. Well, we're going to test this out as well. We're also going to be testing out the GX Metal Bloody Red. This is going to be the color that's going to replace the blue parts. For the yellow parts, I'm going to be using metallic orange. So I'm going to test this color to see how it is. For the red parts, it's kind of simple. It's going to be red anyway, so I'm going to use this metallic red version. I could easily use the other metallic red, but I want to see how this feels, because some of these colors I would like to I want to use them and not use them at all. These other four colors I'm not using, but I'm going to test them as well. And how I'm going to test these? Well, I will test them with spoons. I went to the dollar store and bought a pack of 48 spoons, so they're perfect to test them out and see how it looks. So yeah, I got a lot of them here ready to go. So I'm going to give me some time to prepare this, so I can so we could see what these paints look like. Okay, so here are the colors that I have painted onto spoons using the metallic acrylic color by Ammo Big. Now I did this without priming to show how it looks. Clearly with priming it'll be a lot maybe a different result will show, but I wanted to just show the basics on how this looks. So first up, we're going to look at the steel, which is a good coverage here for steel. whether it has a white backing or a gray or maybe a darker, you know, like a black primer on it. Maybe the color tone will be different, but it looks really nice for its color tone. And by the way, even though this is an acrylic paint, there and when you spray paint acrylic, you don't smell anything. There's no odor. There is a minute odor on this. I don't see anything in the packaging other than it says acrylic. So I would still recommend, regardless of the case, to use a mask, a face mask, you know, a respirator, so you don't have to smell it. It's not a bad odor, but regardless of the case, as a safety precaution, always wear a mask. Now it says here to let it dry for 24 hours, so this is 24 hours of drying time. So this is, of course, silver. The next one is brass, and I had a hard time painting the brass. I didn't water it down, or, you know, thin it down. These are all non-thinned. So I just added a couple of drops in the reservoir of the airbrush and just sprayed on it, and this is what I get. So the brass color is okay with the white, but clearly if you had a black backing, you know, gloss black, primer black, probably look even better. I really am enjoying the look of the blue. It's nice and smooth and clean. Very nice. Now this is copper, and again, even though copper looks okay, and actually this is a far better copper than the Alclad 2 that I used back in the day. It's not a very good paint. I don't know, maybe I'm doing something wrong, but this one came out a lot better, and again, with a black priming, probably even be better. Here is the red, and the red looks very nice. There's a little chipping here that came off, but yeah, it looks really nice here. So I'll definitely I'm going to use this on the Perfect Grade Exia. The orange is something that I didn't do well, but it does look okay for what it is. Does definitely needs to be primed, so you could use a color like this. But looks good though. Looks very good. If you guys are interested in it, here's the colors that it will look like. So I would probably recommend getting this if you're into metallic painting kits, and getting it from MIG Ammo products. So let's just put these away, since I'm not going to be using all of them, but I will be using those two soon. Now then, let's put that to the side. And let's talk about, so Mr. Metallic GX215. This is, of course, the replacement of the blue, and this is how it looked. And I actually thinned this down with Mr. Color leveling thinner, and this is how it came up. This is a gorgeous, gorgeous red. Very nice. You definitely need to thin this down because the pigmentation is very thick. So, but it looks very nice. This is, of course, with a white backing, so no priming here on this. I don't think I'm going to need to prime. I mean, yes, the parts will be primed, but it's not going to be a black priming, so that's fine. So this looks really nice for what it is. So we'll put this here. Now, the GX212. How did that come out? Well, here's what it looks like. This is the peach, metallic peach, which definitely looks very good, as you can see there in the color tone. Looks very nice. I'm actually liking this. This is really good. The next one is, of course, the TS59. And like the GX212, it's almost identical. Now, I don't know, maybe, I mean, is it my eyes, or does it, I mean, I see a slight variation in this, but it almost looks the same. I do see that when I sprayed it, there's a good good sheen to it. And you know, when I sprayed, I just did 1, 2, and that's it. It was done. Because this thing, again, this is a spray can. This paint is probably compressed down to the point where the pigmentation is very thick, but it came out nice on this end, how it looks. So regardless, this is a very good choice for using it for metallic painting if you're doing a Trans Am. And I thought, okay, I said, you know what, I'm kind of happy with both of these results. I could easily use these. But then I decided to test, of course, this, which I went online, I looked up the review, I found the kit that somebody used this paint on. This paint cost me $6, maybe $7. It's around the same size as this. This thing is about how many milliliters? 18 milliliters. While a bottle like this is 10 milliliters. And the results are astounding. Look at that. This is by far better than any results I've seen so far. Yes, this thing is pink, but this one is the metallic pink that you normally see, and it has a rose feel to it. I think this is what we need on the Perfect Grade Exia. So, yeah. The clear choice, the clear winner is the MX-11. And the one thing that many people say, right now I have light hitting these parts and it's reflecting very well. I wonder how it would look without any type of reflection. So I'm going to turn off the lights right now using the normal my ceiling lights. And even through that you can see that it looks very good there. I don't know if that makes any difference whatsoever. But, okay. I clearly, the clear winner will be the MX-11. Of course, so this will be the white. This will be the blue. This will be the yellow. And this will be the red. 4 spectrums of colors that will turn, hopefully, the Perfect Grade Exia into the Trans Am Exia. Okay, that's going to be a lot of work here. And trying to get it right and consistent. So let's prepare the parts for priming. Alright, so as you can see here are all the white parts, and I mean all the white parts that make up, of course, the Perfect Grade Exia. And wow, it's daunting to see something like this. And at one point I was saying to myself, this is okay, this is cool, but will what I'm about to do work? Granted, what you're seeing here is the majority of the color of the parts that I will be painting using the MX-11. Oh, and by the way, there are the 2 white parts that's on the hands that's holding up the you know, the manipulator hands on the kit right now. So I didn't put it here yet. I'll get them soon enough. But I just took my time, you know, cleaning it down, sanding it down, making sure that I got every little nub mark. But I'm not going to, you know, begin putting these on alligator clips just yet. I'm going to review them all over again, sand them down. Actually, no, to tell you that, in all honesty, the minute I'm done reviewing all these and cleaning it down, actually, that's what I was about to say. What am I talking about? I'm sorry. There's so much stuff here. I'm going to put it on one of my my Chinese restaurant food trays, and I'm going to soak it in warm water with soap and just clean it and wash it down. I'm only going to do it on the big parts. The smaller parts, I'm going to put it on a smaller container so I don't lose them. Right now, the smallest part that you have here happens to be this forehead part, which says Gundam on it. So I want to make sure that that's nice and clean. But everything, you know, obviously the face mask, those little vents here, all these little parts. But the majority of the big ones, those are the ones that I need to wipe, clean, make sure there's no oils on it. And once they're dry, put them on clips. Well, basically the larger parts will be put on clips. The smaller parts, after reviewing the orientation, will be placed on a board with the reversible tape on it, so that way I can paint them. Some of them will need it, some of them will not. Like something like these parts right here. This is the part that goes on the forearm. So I'll be painting it on this side. No reason to paint on the other side because it's going to be part of the forearm. Same thing with this one, but then I have to review the sides. I don't know if the edges will show as well, so I got to be careful with that. I'm learning my lesson with the Perfect Grade Unicorn when I built it a few years ago, where I was doing the pre-shading and then painting it, but not realizing that I should have gotten certain areas behind it because of the transformation. There's no transformation here other than the parts flipping up. So the big thing I'm thinking about is, if I decide to expose the armor, is that a good idea? Perhaps not, considering the fact that I don't think you would definitely want the Exia exposing its armor during, I guess, some type of field maintenance while in Trans Am mode. So in reality, that doesn't, you know, there's no need for that. Nevertheless, I'm going to cover them. I'm going to make sure that those are covered, so I don't have to worry about that. I also began reviewing some parts that definitely needed to be assembled. I don't want to like start painting all the parts, then realizing that, oh wait, that's going to be covered up, so there was no reason for me to do this. As a perfect example, the beam saber hilts, for the ones that goes behind the back, and of course under the shoulder blades in the back. These are, I think there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 parts in here, and this little part here is the one that flips open, so you can, come on, get out there. Did I do this wrong? Well, you know what I mean. Oh my God, gotta pull it out. This is the part where you pull out, and this, alright, there we go. There we go. So it's meant to be put into the hand so it can hold it and all that stuff. Painting it on this side is not bad. No reason for me to paint the whole part, just to put it in there. So that's an example right there. This is, of course, this part is for the other two swords. And unfortunately there's a part that goes in there, so I'm keeping it somewhat semi-open, so that way once I'm done painting it I can open it up, put the parts in, and close it. This is, of course, the leg part of the kit, and I'm keeping that here, this part as well, because this is part of the overall design, but I may decide to remove it because you never know. And that's something else that I want to talk about. This kit, I think I mentioned it before, this kit has two-tone colors of white, as evident right here. You see the white, and then you see the off-white. One would argue that I could pretty much now use the metallic peach as the off-white color, but they're so few and far between that I don't think that's necessary. As a matter of fact, if I look at the manual, you have these areas around here for the leg, which we just showed right now, this part for the rabbit ears, the back part of the head, the part that goes around the GN drive, what else? Where's the forearm? Part of the forearm here, and I believe part under where this part is. So, in all due fairness, I don't see myself painting, no reason for me to two-tone color for the pink and the peach. It's going to be Trans Am anyway. So yeah, all the white parts will be Trans Am, and I'm going to do Trans Am for both the burgundy color for both the blue and the dark blue. Now I haven't finished cleaning up the blues, the reds, and the yellows because I spent a lot of time doing these. I got to get to those guys. Not to mention I got to do the remaining charcoal parts, which is of course the internal parts for the weaponry, the GN sword, and of course the portions of the kit like the head and the armor and all that stuff. But yeah, this is something that I want to make sure I do this right and clean it nice. Make sure that there's no leftover dust and particles. This is kind of cool seeing how this is all set up. And now I got to put it away, or not put it away, just prepare this, because clearly I have a lot of this, but I don't think I have enough. Some parts will be obviously on toothpicks. The others will be held by this, especially the big parts like the legs areas. The blue parts is the ones that I'm going to need to also clean up and then detail as well. I'm not going to display the blue, the red, and the yellow. You guys have probably already seen it on other videos from other people, but for now this is the one part that I actually wanted to focus on and taking care of, because this is where I'm going to use this and then eventually use this. So let us get ready.